This week on Worldwide Gaming, I review South Park: The Stick of Truth. We have a look at the top 10 guilty pleasure games. A WG 101 in Dota 2. And Vince vs Kinect Sports. Hello and welcome to Worldwide Gaming. I'm your host Ryan.
I'm Vince.
And I'm John.
And today we dust off the old 360 Kinect to
It was a bad day.
a bad day.
Well, no, it was good. The first bit, and then we got to the next two bits, and that just sucked because we had to go outside and
Yeah, we're talking pretty cryptically, but you'll find out what we mean when we get to that.
It was a really hot day.
Yeah.
it just happened to be a hot day, and we were wearing these and pants, and it was just pretty silly.
All right, but before we can reveal what that is, it's time for the forecast.
Gotham is looking to get dark and gloomy again with the release of Batman Arkham Knight for PC, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 this October. We give this one a 2. Upcoming World of Warcraft expansion, Warlords of Draenor, looks to be very cloudy. Probably stay indoors for this one. It's set for release on PC this December. Is WoW even still a thing? We give this one a -5.
Of conquest! Rising tide of blood and iron that will wash over this world!
Space is looking pretty hot with the upcoming release of Star Citizen coming to PC in 2015. We give this one a 4.
For 1,000 years, the battle has been waged, with only the bravery of the Grand Wizard to protect his human followers. But even though the Wizard King is so undeniably cool, the Drow Elf armies continue their attack. They seek the humans' most treasured relic, the Stick of Truth.
South Park's game history isn't the greatest. The games range from absolutely terrible to aggressively mediocre. So what's so different about South Park: The Stick of Truth? Well, for starters, it's the first game that actually looks like it could be an episode of the show. A 12-hour episode. If you're a fan of South Park, there is no reason not to get Stick of Truth straight away. Whereas people new to the series should become fans and also play this as soon as possible.
Alright, new kid, you've officially proven yourself. Yeah, just tell us where you need us and we'll be there.
The game starts sometime after the 3-part episode about the next generation consoles in season 17 of the TV show. All the kids of South Park, Colorado are role-playing as either wizards, run by Cartman and Kenny, or elves, run by Kyle and Stan, who are the main characters of the show. You are the new kid in town, who recently moved in. As you try to make some friends, you quickly meet Butters, who takes you to Cartman and lets you play in their game. From there you choose one of 4 classes to play: a fighter, a mage, a thief, or a Jew.
Jew, huh? So I guess we'll never really be friends. You look sneaky enough to be a thief. A mage is like a wizard, only not as cool. A fighter has courage, honor, and the ability to kick fucking ass.
Yes, that's actually one of the tamer jokes in this game. It only goes downhill from here. After a short intro to the battle system, the Stick of Truth, which lets a wielder control all of the universe, is stolen by elves and Cartman sends you to get it back.
Oh, who's your new friend, Eric?
Shut up, Mom. Not now. Don't talk to her. She's not part of the game.
The overworld of Stick of Truth is actually the town of South Park, with all the memorable landmarks fan will recognise, such as the school, South Park Pond, and Canada. The combat itself is turn-based, however you can actually block attacks to mitigate the damage, kind of reminiscent of the Paper Mario games or other active turn-based systems. During your turn, there are a couple of different options to choose. You can do a normal attack, use a healing item, or if you have another member of South Park as a party member, you can use their special ability. You can also use PP or power points to use a special attack, or use mana to use a magical attack. You're allowed to use a healing item and an attack at the same turn, which makes the battles pretty easy, even boss battles on the normal difficulty at least. This didn't really bother me though, as good as the combat is, I was mainly in it for the story and seeing what happens next. There is also a bunch of status effects and parrying positions which makes the combat surprisingly deep, if not difficult. Out of combat, you can use the menu features to see a lot of what's happening around town, from checking your social media, to upgrading your abilities, looking at your quests, and equipping your character with weapons and clothes. There is actually a large variety of weapons and clothes to collect, either by finding them in random backpacks left around, defeating enemies, or buying them. You can equip a melee weapon, such as anything ranging from police baton to an electrified dildo, a ranged weapon, such as basketballs and alien ray guns, and also different helmets, costumes, and gloves, all with their own stat boosts and effects. You can also socket certain equipment to give you even more boosts. If you're anything like me, you'll be swapping equipment in and out regularly as you find better loot. If you follow the development of the game at all, you would know that it hit a lot of hurdles in the time before its release. After copious amounts of delays, it was actually refused classification in Australia and other countries. Certain scenes have been removed from the Australian version and replaced with an image of a crying koala, but I didn't really find this a problem. Sure, it would have been nice to actually see all the content in this game, but it only happens about 5 times throughout the whole game, 3 of which take place in the same 10 minutes. They still explain to you what's happening, so you don't actually miss out on much, and most of the time they end up being funnier than what actually happened.
Oh my god, we killed the enemy!
Being such a fan of the TV show, it was hard for me not to like South Park: The Stick of Truth, for all the references to both the TV show itself and gaming in general. Sure, the humour is crude, but it fits perfectly within the universe of South Park. If you like this kind of humour and haven't seen the show, do yourself a favour and watch it, then play this game.
Day 4. I've looked everywhere, but I can't find anything to eat, or a clue to get me off the ship. Just more audio logs. They're everywhere. For some reason, I listened to every minute of every one of them, thinking there'd be some useful information, but it's like they're just filler. Useless filler. They're filler that's driving me to madness.
Hey guys, enjoying the show? Check us out on Facebook for a whole bunch of funnies, gaming news, and photos from behind the scenes. YouTube for all of our past episodes, plus extended scenes and bloopers, and our podcast on iTunes.